Alright, so I realized, because I'm misting the cages for the snakes, as you can, well, you can't really see because their lights are off, but, and I'm changing out Odyssey's bedding, and I realized I didn't make a video on how to, set up for an iguana cage and everything, so I'm going to do that right now. And I think probably Tuesday I'll probably put one up of how to prep food for baby iguana. And then after Boba gets done shedding and Aries gets done shedding, it's going to be feeding day. Ha ha ha, as you can see. I got two rats. One's a large for Aries, and then I got a small one for Boba. And yes, I do use live feeders, but enough about that. So right now it was setting up the cage for him, and then I'll do diet on Tuesday, but I got him on a leash right now, as you can see. He's not really psyched about the leash. It's not his most favorite thing in the world. But it keeps him from getting away, so. And it's entertaining to watch sometimes, like when he does that. It's tight, so anyone who's worried he's not going to hurt himself, it's locked, and it's tight enough to where it's restraining him but not causing him any harm. So I'm going to leave him alone now, though, as soon as I get him back over here, so he's not kind of in the traffic flow. There you go, buddy. Just relax. Just relax. Okay. Good. Just relax. Oh, you're going to be a joy to get out from underneath there. That's fine. Anyway, so we come to the cage. Now, what you're going to want to use for an iguana bedding is, I know everyone says cypress mulch is fine and wood bark's fine, and, well, it's really not. Because if they accidentally eat it, they can get impacted, which is not only expensive, but also very dangerous to, obviously the iguana's health and well-being. And that's mainly what I'm concerned about. Cost is not an issue if it comes to an animal's health. And then here, now for this small 20-gallon setup, which he's only going to be in this for probably, I'd say, I hope end of next month, because I'm looking into cages and everything, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is just get him a ferret cage for a while and put some PVC pipe with some rope wrapped around it. But until then, until I get that new cage, this is what it's going to do. But I got heat tape over here to tell what this side of the tank is. Now, this is my cool side of the tank. I got my humidity gauge in the middle, and then I got my temperature over here. Now, for an iguana basking site, for baby, you're probably not going to want to get over 95. Probably keep it right at 95, and that's about what I try to keep mine. Sometimes it'll drift over a little bit, but you're going to want to try to keep it at 95. Same with water. If you're going to give them baths, it needs to be hot. Not scalding hot, but hot enough to where they're not going to get cold and freeze up and they can swim freely. But so for an adult, you can usually let it drift to 100, and sometimes some people even say 105. But for baby, just kind of keep it at 95 in the basking. And then humidity needs to be at 70% or higher. And the reason it's so low is obviously because I'm gutting his cage right now to clean it. And then ambient temperature in the rest of the cage during the day needs to be 85 degrees. And then at night, it cannot drop below, I believe it's 70. I want to say 75. It shouldn't drop below 75 in there at night. If it drops to 70, they're not going to die, but you're going to want to keep it at least 75 for the night, for nighttime heat. And you can get that, the way I do that is in mine, black on black down there. Here, the cord right here is run to a heating pad underneath there. I got an under tank heater for a 20-gallon tank set up underneath mine. And that's that. That's just some basic temperatures and stuff you can do. And like I said, newspaper, it's such an awesome substrate. I might even start using it in the future for whatever else I get. It's so easy to clean and really can't cause the animal any harm, so, which is always a good thing. There we go. Got our newspaper laid down. I Okay, now next thing you're going to want for him is he's going to need stuff to climb on, obviously, and entertain himself in. So he's got this right here. I got that little tree, and actually I think that's originally from Boba's cage when I first got him, my ball python. But he doesn't really climb that much, so I don't really have it in there anymore, really, is all I'm going to say. Then we got this. Now this I got from outside. And stop right there before you think you can just go outside and grab branches for your reptiles, and that'll be fun. You gotta sanitize them first. And the way I went about doing that is you can soak them in a bleach solution in your tub in hot water, rinse them thoroughly, like until you cannot smell the bleach anymore. That's a must. So you can't smell the bleach, you know. And then I actually put mine in the oven on 250 for a few minutes and baked that to get any extra remaining stuff out of there, and then rinsed it again in hot water and let it air dry overnight. So, I mean, that's one way you can do it. Some people put them in ovens, I guess, and just bake them, and then that's sanitized. I mean, you can sandblast them, which looks really nice, and I wish I would have been able to do that, actually. And then I got this also. That's a log. And that's actually Mopani wood, which I didn't know at the time was so fucking expensive, apparently. And then you're going to want to put these. Now, these are water bowls. Now, you're going to want at least 2 in the cage. Can you fill this? He's fine. He's fine. Can you fill that? Now, you're going to want at least 2 water bowls in the cage because they tend to pick a spot to poop. And usually where they poop is in their water dish. And he actually has defied all logic of that rule and just poops all over his goddamn cage. So, here you go. Can you do the other one too? Thank you. So then you can put one water dish on one side and the other one on the other. And that's, I've found, usually a pretty good method. And actually, to drink anyway, I usually don't depend on him drinking on his own. Right now, what I've been doing is I've been taking this syringe. Obviously, there's no needle. But I've been taking this syringe, filling it with water, and then dripping it in his mouth, and he'll usually take a drink out of that. And that's a method I use for my snakes, too, if I feel they're getting dehydrated. So, and there's the food dish. Okay, now this is a very small setup, mind you. There we go. This is the smallest scale you should ever go. I mean, I would never try. I know they look small and everything, but they do need room. I feel bad even having them in this little thing. Okay. I plugged his under tank heater in because it's nighttime here, so I put the screen lid on. And like I said, I mist for humidity, so I have these on to catch a little bit more of the humidity so I don't have to mist as often. And I put my light fixtures there, and I just use some old t-shirts. I don't really wear that much. And the reason this food dish is empty is obviously it's nighttime and I'm cleaning his cage, so. Quick mist. Just raise it up right before nighttime. Okay. Now here's why they're expensive. I got these UVB lights. And then these are halogen floodlights, and you can pick these up at Hy-Vee, or Home Depot, which is a hardware store. But make sure you put them in a ceramic lamp because they get hot and they will melt the plastic ones. And you get a halogen floodlight, which is what I use, 75 watt par 38 for this one, and then that's a 5.0 UVB bulb. But then, as you'll see, because they need lighting in their cage. Stupid fucking outlet, piece of crap. Anyway, that is how you set up a baby iguana enclosure. Any questions, just leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer them, and I'll be doing a feeding video on Tuesday.